This season, the team drilled wider than ever in order to try to reveal the truth about a possible object, UAP, buried in the Mesa. But what they found only deepened the mystery. Now, I editorialize that, definitely, but it's hard not to have your mind go there with the incredible things that you have pulled out of the Mesa and the finds that you continue to make. Sitting here tonight, last episode of the year, you've reviewed all the data that we've seen, at least. Where do we stand in summing up this year in trying to drill vertically in the Mesa?
We want to physically engage with that large anomaly, the anomaly that shows up in the GPR data. We also want to understand the nature of those separate objects that show up in the scans and explore the possibility of a connection between all of those bits.
I was extremely confident this year we were finally going to get a big piece of the puzzle in discovering what lies inside the Mesa. So I'm quite surprised to be sitting here at the end reflecting back and saying, we still haven't found what it was we were looking for. It leaves me very perplexed and pretty baffled.
Well, we've been saying this for years. I could tell Jan Franke was very adamant. He was very excited about what he found in that first full-length survey performed with side-looking GPR device. As we brought it all the way down the length of borehole number 1, that's the horizontal borehole from the base of the Mesa to the top.
Jan presented you his new data from vertical borehole number 1 tonight. It was all very interesting, and so I'm wondering how you guys are analyzing that data.
Jan's data potentially tells us that Mark Construction drilling last year, the beacon was off.
So it's just really interesting in the fact that that signal is getting mixed up between the beacon and the drill bit where we were drilling last year. We're not where it said it was.
But we've got hits that look like the signature of metal at very specific locations. So one of the interesting finds from putting the GPR instrument vertically down through that vertical hole is that we may have just started off a bit far to the north.
Yep, we're just off a little bit, and we can come hit it next year.
And that's exciting, and it makes me think of the material that you pulled up, both the Type A and the Type B ceramics from previous drills. And might those two diverse pieces of material have something to do with what's going on in the Mesa and actually making it so difficult to find your target?
Well, they're both engineered material that were extracted from deep within the Mesa. They're simply out of place, out of time. There's no explanation yet for why we would be extracting this.
But it's also really interesting to me that in that same region we found the 1964 nickel, which suggests there was a dig there at some point, and the archaeologist left a 1964 coin there if the dig was in 1964. And here's another thing that Pete Kelsey discovered this year is he found a survey marker put there by the federal government.
I'm so glad you said that survey marker. That information that Pete Kelsey gave you tonight, that was incredible.
It's not just the presence of the survey marker, but the date.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. It was in 1963, which meant the federal government was on top of that Mesa in 1963. The lines on this marker are put there by, and get this, the Army Corps of Engineers, and the lines point right at the drill site. Now, why the Army Corps of Engineers? That's who comes and does the work for you if it's a defense-oriented project.
It's a lot of evidence.
Yeah.
Smoking gun to what you've theorized about
Certainly
that
feels
Mesa.
like it.
We brought Jake Huffman out here several years ago, who's a blasting expert. It was his opinion that the front of the Mesa had been blasted and dropped down in on itself. So what we're suggesting is that somebody's gone in there and filled it to conceal it and hide it